Stormwatch Doppler radar, only on KAIT.
Sports, home of the Bowl Championship Series.
Stormwatch Doppler radar, only on KAIT.
Sports, home of the Bowl Championship Series.
Texas holds Kansas State to no yards rushing and leads at 14-9 at the half. With Bob Greasy, I'm Brad Musburger. Welcome back, everybody. Major Applewhite, Bob. He was efficient at times, but he was not perfect in the first half for Mac Brown.
He was not. I was impressed with Kansas State defensively. 3 turnovers they got from Major. They knocked the ball loose from him one time. The first turnover he had an interception. There's the fumble. Kansas State has come up with 3 takeaways, and that's the thing that's kept this Kansas State team in the ball game. It's not their offense. Their offense has not done much. They need to get some quarterback. Beasley has done a nice job on the last drive of the ball game, moving them down and getting some points on the board.
The other thing they need to do is to get some kind of a semblance of a running game going here. It would make it a little bit easier for the quarterback if they can shake and bake Murphy a little bit.
That's right, and I'm looking forward to seeing the second half, because they've been a second half ball club all day, all morning.
Here's our Morgan Stanley Dean Witter first half statistics. Points off turnovers, 9 for K-State. And Texas, of course, has not scored off a turnover because Kansas State hasn't turned it over. And we told you already at the top when we came back the rushing discrepancy here. Let's go down to Jackaroo.
Well, Brent, as expected, Mac Brown graded out his offense as being very good. He graded out his defense as being exceptional. He did point out the turnovers. And he also expressed a lot of concern about this second half for one player on the Kansas State side. That's Jonathan Beasley. He told his players at halftime, we've got to shut Beasley down early if he's the guy that starts for Kansas State in the second half.
Fans of all ages enjoying their Longhorns here in Austin. You can see the comparison between the 2 K-State quarterbacks.
I mentioned that Helm was making his first start. 5th-year senior, has never started a game. Beasley is a 4th-year junior.
So Kansas State to handle it as we start the second half, and Murphy elects to come from way in the end zone. Tripped up, slips it, makes the most of it out to the 24-yard line, and maybe that will give K-State a lift here, Bob, as Beasley brings the offense out. What do you think Coach Snyder might come up with here offensively?
Well, Coach Snyder was not happy with that throw into the end zone on that last drive. He thought he could have thrown a little bit better. So I think Beasley, by going in at halftime, settling down, coming back out, getting to know the offense, I think that he is settled down and is going to play much better in the second half.
Lazatich, the fullback, and behind him, Beasley. And that gives him some positive rushing yards as he saddles up behind Jono Lazatich, whose grandfather was one of the all-time great athletes up in the state of Montana. Later coached high school football in Billings.
With the owner of a Brown shipping van, license D72-2YS. Please move your van.
Second down and 6 for K-State. Looking to put something on the board here with their first series of the second half, trailing at 14-9. Going. Penalty flag flies late on this one.
I think what they're trying to do, Brent, is get Beasley into a comfort zone. And they come out the first 2 plays is Beasley running the football.
You know, Bob, the fans here, because of Ricky Williams' record, are very interested in what the great Dane, Ron Dane, is accomplishing for Wisconsin. And against Ohio State in Columbus today, 12 carries for 39 yards. He has to average right around 150 yards a game to pass Ricky.
On the offense.
Ohio State leads that game 17-12, and they've got about 11 minutes to go in the third quarter in that one.
This is the last game. Barry Alvarez is on the side, or not on the sideline, before he has a surgery. Has the knee done, I think, on the 5th. And will miss next week's game against Minnesota. We wish him well.
Second down and 16. Play fake. Beasley snaps it off and got the tight end for a big first down to the 34-yard line. Shad Meyer out of Pittsburgh, Kansas, with a 16-yard reception, his first catch of the afternoon.
That's the first catch of the season for any tight end. Here he is right here. Look at, they're splitting the receivers out, and the tight end is going to slip right up the middle of the field. This is good coaching. Ron Hudson, the offensive coordinator, he knows self-scouting. We haven't thrown a pass to either tight end all season. That's the first one they've caught.
They had a double tight end formation on the field. Now Nick Warren leaves and George Williams checks in. 3 wide receivers back on the field for Beasley, who's still back in that shotgun. Got one-on-one. Wants Morgan over the top. Incomplete. Ahmad Brooks, the corner, makes the play. And let's go for more on Ron Dayne. Let's send you now to John Saunders in New York.
Well, Brent, Ron Dayne really struggled in the first half of this game, but following a Michael Wiley fumble on a kickoff return, that's Dayne busting his way to the end zone for the touchdown, as Wisconsin, trying to avoid their 3rd consecutive loss, now pulled within 5 of Ohio State. Mount Union, Brent, I know you're interested in this one. They won today. It took triple overtime, but they'll go to tie the record next week at 47 in a row.
Let's go, Mount Union.
They beat Don Shula's old alma mater, John Carroll.
Second down and 10. Toss play. Murphy looks daylight.
Number 3, Frank Murphy on the carry.
To the 44-yard line. So for the Emmy Award-winning creator of the practice and Ally McBeal, catch these private eyes at work in an all-new episode of Snoops right before the practice tomorrow at 9, 8 Central. 3rd down and 1.
Practice. You ever watch that practice? I got to watch it every Sunday night.
Nope, I'm watching Sunday Night Football, partner. 3rd down and 1.
You're missing it.
Never miss a football game in my household, Mr. Greasy.
NYPD Blue on Tuesday nights at 10.
I'm watching the National Hockey League on Tuesday night. Want to keep going?
What a hockey puck you are.
Come on up. You'll love the Panthers.
You need a little variety. Let's go. Loosen up.
Well, the NBA hasn't started yet. What can I tell you?
You know, I'm impressed. You know, the short time that Kansas State has been back out offensively, they seem to have a new spark and a new purpose in the second half that wasn't there in the first half.
Got the measurement. Well, when we saw that graphic going into the intermission, I know that Snyder schedules the Little Sisters of the Poor in his pre-conference games, but I want to tell you that was still pretty stunning to have outscored them, especially when you consider last week they were behind 28-7 in Ames, Iowa, and they absolutely dominated a team that was intent on an enormous upset. Here it is, first down. Beasley trying to keep the drive alive. Surrounded. Now going to throw downfield and completes the pass. Well done by Beasley, who was in deep trouble, and he found Martez Wesley.
Shades of Michael Bishop from last year. Fake up the middle, and he wants to throw a quick slant, and 3 Longhorns are there to greet him. He's looking left. It's a good thing he didn't throw back to the left. I don't know how he got that ball through there. He should have thrown that out of bounds.
That was amazing.
he didn't see the guy he was throwing that one to.
There's second down and 3. Snyder obviously wants to go the shotgun here with Beasley. They want to put him back in this situation to check the defense, let him run when he has to. Slips a tackle. Good looking run that time by Beasley. So it's almost shades of, well, Bob, you were down there in Florida when the Seminoles lined up Charlie Ward back in that shotgun and went to that kind of an offense. Beasley just seems more comfortable back there than he does under center. Why is that some quarterbacks like it better back in the shotgun?
I mean the shotgun. I'm thinking the common denominator of these running quarterbacks is it's what they do best. It's what they're comfortable with. But back in the shotgun, you can see better. You can see the rush better. You don't have to take those 5 steps. You're already back there, so you can see and feel the pressure a lot better than going back from under center.
Well, having said that, now they move him up under center here on first down, and they want Murphy to run. Murphy makes it to the 39-yard line with Sean Rogers hanging on. Sean Rogers, an outstanding football player here in Texas. He's a junior from LaPorte, Texas. Here in Austin, Texas, we have just started the third quarter. This is the first offensive series. Kansas State trailing at 14-9. They have been unable to finish drives. That's the story of this football game so far. On the move again, 2nd down and 7. 4th down, defensive lineman for Texas. Beasley throws high, and out of bounds is Morgan, and it will bring up a 3rd and 7.
This is poor snap. That ball almost came back end over end, so he had to reach for it. And that was kind of like a 10-yard out, which rather is a quick pattern. It just disrupted the timing of the route from the snap of the center off.
DeAndre Lewis tries to draw the crowd back in it. The middle linebacker, the ringleader of this burnt orange defense, and they respond. 3rd down and 7. Beasley with a deep drop. Steps away from Hill, goes out of bounds. He avoided the rush, but then he threw the ball far out of bounds.
You just can't throw it out of bounds. He had a man down one-on-one with a defensive back. But give him a chance to catch the ball, or at least to knock it down away from the defensive man.
Zorantic. And Garcia drops back. He'll be standing on the Horns' 10-yard line. 14-9, Texas leads Kansas State. Big 12 game. High punt, bluffs the fair catch. And once it breaks the plane, it's coming out of the 20-yard line. It'll be 1st down there for Major Applewhite and the Longhorns. Texas leads it. Timeout.
5 things to consider about the Chevy Impala. It's new. It starts under $20,000. It's designed, engineered, and built to be carefree. It's at your Chevy dealer now. It's received the highest frontal crash rating possible. 5 stars from the federal government. The new Chevy Impala. As USA Today put it, it's a lot more car than you imagine, at a lower price than you expect. The new Chevy Impala.
Let's go for a drive.
There's this place in the neighborhood where they have these outrageous you pick 2 platters. And basically, you pick 2 out of 3 entrees. It's 2 on 1 plate. Be it the Cajun steak with all those sizzling spices, or a pile of succulent roasted garlic shrimp, or barbecue chicken with that sauce that sticks to your lips and your mind like some really interesting dream. It was too good to end, but it will. Just like the you pick 2 platters. 2 entrees, 1 plate. Only at Applebee's.
Where will you be when the millennium turns? Your dreams change. So have we. Now Dean Witter and Morgan Stanley have joined to provide a world of investment advice on a personal level. The world will change, but at Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, we will always measure success, one investor at a time.
There's something new from 2020. The news magazine you've loved for over 20 years. Thursdays, 2020 walks a new beat downtown.
14-9, Texas with the football and the lead. Their first offensive series of the 2nd half. So the Badgers jump ahead 18-17 on the comeback in Columbus. Mitchell. Cuts to the 24-yard line, and Texas Athletic Director DeLoss Dodds graduated from Kansas State back in 1959. He was inducted into the Kansas State Athletic Hall of Fame in '95 for track and field. That's our Applebee's game fact. And folks, here is DeLoss Dodds back in '59. The 440-yard dash was his feature. That was before the 400 meters. They used to run the 440. So here's 2nd down and 6 now for Major Applewhite. In trouble, fires to the middle, and incomplete. So John Saunders, Badgers must be doing a job here in the 2nd half.
Brent, somebody got to Ron Dayne and said, let's pick it up, big fella. second touchdown of the second half. 11 yards here, showing the speed, barely touched. They went for the two-point conversion, didn't get it, but just the same, they've scored 18 unanswered and lead at 18-17. Brent.
All right, and next week, John, of course, Ohio State hosts Purdue in Columbus. The Boilermakers beaten by Michigan rather decisively, I thought, this afternoon also. That Michigan team, a looming power. And flags come flying. The one thing that Michigan had not shown us is that outstanding all-around offense, which they did today against the Boilermakers. And, of course, Florida struggling, so Michigan could move up a little bit.
False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
I think the point to make about this football game right now is that Texas better not be a little too sloppy in this game. I mean, they're not out of the wood on this one.
Major has to be careful. This is an aggressive style of defense. They picked him off twice in the first half. And he doesn't throw many interceptions normally.
And he's back in the gun. On third down, they back it back out. They bluffed blitz. Applewhite fires, and it is complete to Cavill for the first down. Well, we've talked a lot about Major Applewhite being the leader of this team, and we ask him, is this your Texas football team?
No, it's not my team. I'm a leader on the team, but it's not my team. Texas is bigger than any individual player, any individual coach that'll ever come here or that has ever been here. But it is my job to be a leader on the team and a leader on the offensive side of the ball.
I like everything about him. He's very bright, very intelligent, speaks well, doesn't get flustered.
Play fake again. In trouble. Hit on the release, and it is incomplete. And that was Fadafehi closing in on him big time as he released that time.
Strength of this defense for the Kansas State Wildcats is that defensive secondary. They've got some players back there to play. Chapman and Cooper, Carter and Butler on the outsides. Phil Bennett knows what he's doing defensively. He wants to attack, stop the run, because he's got those defensive backs that can cover one-on-one. There's a look at Cooper, had a hip injury this summer. And Chapman, he's already intercepted a pass today.
The shotgun, Hodges Mitchell alongside. Fumble recovered by Texas at the 32-yard line, and that might have been his running back jumping back on the ball in the middle of things down there. Yes, it is. Hodges Mitchell gets up.
When they're after you in the pocket, you got to make sure that you don't drop the football.
And they're going to rule it an incomplete pass.
That was close.
I'd say it was close.
That was very close.
And a Texas.
Leonard Davis hobbling off the left tackle, the huge left tackle. He's 367 pounds. They don't have a lot of depth in that offensive line, and being as hot as it is, they've been rotating 3 offensive tackles.
Third down and 10. Whistle before the play begins.
The right tackle moved. That injury to Leonard.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Just saw Leonard coming off. He's the offensive tackle, and Williams, number 63, is the man that went in for it. He's the one that early in the game got beat by Beisel that caused the first fumble and the first turnover of the Longhorns.
Being tended to on the sideline. 3rd and 15. Here comes the blitz. Chapman was there, incomplete.
You know, Phil Bennett's doing a great job. You know, his team's got good offensive weapons and a good quarterback that can get things done. Behind the quarterback, sending a safety, and Chapman and everybody else coming up to shoot.
So it's David Allen time. Kansas State committed a penalty on the only chance he had, declined as the punt went out of bounds by Texas. And so Allen hasn't had his hands on one yet. He burned him big time last year. They drive him back to the 25. The first man misses, looks for a block. He's got it right side. Can't believe they gave him a chance. Hello, end zone. David Allen ties the record. His 7th punt return for a touchdown. Meet Mr. Johnny Rogers. 74 yards, and I am stunned that Mack Brown would let him have a shot at it.
Let's get a shot of Mack Brown and the punter. Maybe he's chewing him out for even kicking it to him. This is the best offensive threat that Kansas State has all day right here. David Allen on a punt return had 6 career punt returns. This is his 7th that ties the record.
Last year, he burned the horns for a touchdown in Manhattan. They are now indicating that they're going to go for 2. So Kansas State quickly gets its personnel on the field with time running out on them. Timeout has been called just in the nick of time, if you will, with K-State leading it by a point. But it was a year ago in Manhattan when this man, David Allen, dazzled the Longhorns with one of the niftiest runs you'll ever see. On the day, 172 yards, and this, the 93-yard return for the touchdown. Now, this year's was not quite as difficult. The first man missed him. Now watch the block he picks up. He slips down the right side, not even touched. He rolls to the end zone to put K-State ahead.
This is only the 2nd time that Texas has punted the football. The first time they kicked it out of bounds to the right side. They kept it away from it. I got to believe from what talking to Mack yesterday and what he was talking, they said they were not going to kick him the ball. I got to believe that the punter tried to kick the ball away from him and just made a mistake.
Well, the leading columnist, folks, in the Austin newspaper, I got it right here. Let me read it to you. He advises them, don't kick the ball to David Allen. Not once, not twice, never. 0 is a nice round number under no circumstances. So the Horns give this young man a chance. He's tied Johnny and Jack Mitchell of Oklahoma. So congratulations. And now K-State will attempt to nail up the 2-point conversion with Beasley.
Got to roll in
the shotgun.
Roll him out.
Drop him straight back, fired, incomplete. He did not roll to the strength of the formation. Incomplete. The lead is 1, 8:47. And I'm betting that that man does not punt to him again. You know, Mac, I got to tell you, my friend Bo Schembechler, he did it with the Rocket. Remember the great Michigan Notre Dame duel?
He said, I just
him twice.
He said, I just couldn't believe he could do it again.
So the 2-point conversion misfires, but the Wildcats lead it again, 15-14. Timeout.
If you're looking for a family adventure, National Car Rental knows the best place to go is the Walt Disney World Resort. You see, National gets you to all the exciting new rides and attractions fast. For a magical adventure your family will never forget. So, what are you waiting for? Let's go with National Car Rental, the official car rental company of the Walt Disney World Resort. Let's go.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Monte Carlo. Green. The side you show the world is up to you.
If you can fix that truck again.
E-tailers like Amazon.com choose priority mail. Shouldn't you?
It's 15-14 because Texas gave David Allen a chance to return a punt, and he did his thing, which he does better than any punt returner this side of Peter Warrick.
Well, our Dale game solution was special teams. Kansas State by far has the best special teams coming in, and David Allen delivered.
It's going to go out of bounds, and he drops it out of bounds. It'll be spotted there. He should have let the ball go out of bounds, but Jeremy Jones made the mistake of handling the ball and fumbling it out of bounds, and because of the Jones mistake, Texas is now buried, and the difference in this football game is what Bob Greasy put his finger on: special teams. There's a mistake on your special team.
Another mistake, field position. You're backed up, your offense is backed up, and this defense is very aggressive. Let's go back to the two-point conversion attempt and see what the problem was. Here, there's another receiver on this side. They're going to cross, and what they do is they run into each other. Right there, you have a traffic problem, and the receiver didn't get out quickly enough.
Now, a tough field position for Major.
Be careful down here, Major.
Against an attacking Kansas State defense, and he snaps off the completion to the running back. He sent Hodges Mitchell out as a receiver and hit him. An ABC Sports presentation of college football is brought to you by the new Impala by Chevrolet. Let's go for a drive. Priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service. State Farm Insurance, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And Chili's, a proud sponsor of ABC college football. Little holding call against him down there too, and that'll back him up even closer to that end zone down there.
Holding on the offense, half the distance to the goal. Repeat first down.
The 3-yard line.
Jack Root, Leonard Davis, is he done for the afternoon, partner?
Well, Brent, it's bad enough that he wears a size 18 shoe and wears a size 5 XL shirt, but now he has a giant sprained ankle. It's pretty bad for Leonard Davis. They don't expect him to come back.
Hodges Mitchell is jammed up very close to the goal line. Texas is simply not executing down here as Fadafehi brings him down.
They can't run the football to get any yardage, so they're going to have to throw it. And with that offensive line being battered, you saw Leonard Davis on the sideline. They've had some problems in there. 4 new starters this year. You'd be throwing out of your own end zone.
Mike Williams checks in at that line spot. See if he can hold up. The Wildcats come stop it. Applewhite from his own end zone. Caught, but well short of a first down as Cavill makes a diving catch just shy of the 10-yard line.
Boy, that is a dangerous throw down here, Brent. Throwing out of your end zone on a little 7-8 yard out when you got single coverage out there. He throws this ball to the outside. He's really throwing it away from Newman, the defensive back that's covering on the play.
Let's see what they do with this 3rd down and 6. Throw it again. Cavill, first down, Texas. He bails him out with 2 completed passes.
Big first down, because if you don't pick it up, your punter's back out there kicking to David Allen, and David Allen, in effect, would be running downhill because he'd get it on a 50-yard line or so. So just make some first downs and get some field position. Cavill, run a little curl. I like that shot. Quarterback standing up there throwing. Safe throw, throw it low, first down.
Bob Greasy assuming that Texas is going to punt it to David Allen again today. We'll wait and see about that. First down and 10. Applewhite. Cavill got it. Out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Kwame Cavill comes up with another big play, and the Major is bailing Texas out.
Well, this is what Kwame talked about earlier in the broadcast. You take the receiver down, you look to the inside, and then break to the corner. He's looking back into that sun. It's a good throw and catch.
And credit the fullback Brown with picking up the blitz.
2 plays ago, they're in their own end zone. Now They're out to almost the 45-yard line.
Here comes the blitz. And they jam the running back. The inside linebackers jammed that play, and Mark Semino makes the stop. Jackaroo.
Well, Brent, Kwame Cavill is one of the jocular leaders of the Texas offense. He likes to fool around in practice. He also likes to talk it up during the game. Everyone loves to have some sort of a nickname. Everyone on the team was afraid to give Kwame one. So Kwame gave himself a nickname. You know what it is? Demented Dodo Bird. I don't know why, and I'm afraid to ask.
Second down and 10. K-State coming again. Right up the middle. They got him from the blind side that time on the throw. They simply outnumbered the blockers that time. And Jared Cooper, the strong safety, coming around.
There he is over here. Cooper, the strong safety. All kinds of blitzes. Everybody's blocked inside. The remaining back came inside to pick up a linebacker. Tell you what, Phil Bennett is doing a great job in knowing who's blocking, the blocking schemes, and getting one man free to force Major Applewhite to throw the ball before he's ready to.
Third down and 10. Here's the blitz again. Major under pressure, throws incomplete. And there were Wildcats all over the place coming after the quarterback that time.
This is the new style of defense, not only in college football, but in the NFL. Attacking, aggressive defense, bump and run on the outside, and 4 guys up front that can really rush the passer.
Let's see if David Allen gets another crack at Ryan Long's punt.
Now, if he kicks it away from him, he's about in the middle of the field. You think he's going to kick it to the right out of bounds, which he did the last time, or to the left sideline?
Just don't kick it down the middle, young man. Fourth down. Over to Allen's left, the punter's right. And a beautiful punt down inside the 10-yard line. You see how fast he downed that punt? He didn't want to give Allen a millisecond to touch it. Timeout, but K-State leads it by a point.
5 things to consider about the Chevy Impala. It's new. It starts under $20,000. It's designed, engineered, and built to be carefree. It's at your Chevy dealer now. It's received the highest frontal crash rating possible. 5 stars from the federal government. The new Chevy Impala. As USA Today put it, it's a lot more car than you imagine, at a lower price than you expect. The new Chevy Impala.
Let's go for a drive.
What do you call hamburgers that are grilled one at a time by a person? Absolutely delicious. Chili's Big Mouth Burgers, monuments of inefficiency.
Their stories are all different, but their passion, their dreams are all the same. That's why State Farm is a proud sponsor of women's sports, because little girls have big dreams too.
Ponder this. What makes Chili's awesome blossom so awesome? It is chopped, battered, and the rest is top secret because only Chili's has mastered the art of the onion.
I'm telling you, Michigan State. We're heading north. But I told these guys we'd take them to Miami, Florida State.
Now for Texas and their loyal fans, that's the bad news. But the good news is that despite all of that, they're down by only 1 point, 15-14, 5:24 left in the third. Now it's the Horns' chance to attack Beasley, and they jam him at the line of scrimmage. So we've got aggressive defense now on both sides of the ball.
Casey Hampton, we mentioned before, leads this team in tackles from his nose tackle position. He was a wrestler. Anybody that size, Brent, 6'1", 300 pounds. Can you imagine him on a wrestling mat? Quick feet, quickness. I didn't get close to the wrestling mat anyway. I was over on the basketball court.
I can't imagine being underneath him and trying to get free. Here's second down. Beasley to throw out this time, and he does successfully for a first down. Puts the ball in Wesley's hands, and Wesley does the rest. Nice play.
Spread the field before the snap. 3 receivers over here and 1's over here. The inside man's just going to run a slant. Beasley takes it in his end zone. Easy read, throws it to the inside, and that's a nice pickup.
First down and 10 after the 20-yard gain. Ball is on the 27-yard line. Toss play, Murphy.
Number 3, Frank Murphy.
Cannot spring free. Coming around the left corner because Casey Hampton was a hold of him. And at the end of the game, we'll select the Chevrolet player of the game. And you know, this year, Chevrolet makes a contribution to both of the universities and also a donation to each high school. So what a nice gesture that is by Chevrolet. I'm sure the high schools really appreciate that money, Bob.
Dell Game Solutions for Kansas State offensively was production from the quarterback and get the ball to the wide receivers and Murphy. They're starting to do that in the second half.
Lazatich and Murphy exchange the signal on second down. Texas jams it. Beasley shows option late pitch, and Murphy's got the sideline. Finally forced out of bounds, but not before he crosses midfield to the 46-yard line. That was DeAndre Lewis, the middle linebacker over there. And that could have been lights out. It was a 25-yard gain, the longest gain of the day.
Great play. They have called blitz on the right side as we look at it. He comes down the line. Good block by Lazatich, and then just a shoot up inside. Lewis gets over and just knocks him out of bounds. But Murphy is a key guy, and the 2 wide receivers get the ball in their hands.
Remember, they had no rushing yards at the intermission, and now 48 yards for Murphy and 12 carries. So he's got it up to a 4-yard average. Here comes Beasley. He'll follow Lazatich and dive to the 40-yard line. And let's find out what our Burger King play of the day is. Let's send you to John Saunders.
Guys, it's time for the Burger King play of the day from Duke, Florida State. Peter Warwick, well, you know, he can catch it pretty good. How about tossing it to the end zone? Lavernius Coles takes it in, 35 yards it covers. So Warwick with a touchdown pass. He also caught 3 for touchdowns as well. That's your Burger King play of the day.
He's just a quarterback playing wide receiver, you know that.
That's exactly right. He was a high school quarterback. Second down and 7. Beasley complete to Lockett. Out of bounds at the 27-yard line. So with 2:48 remaining here in the third quarter, Kansas State has gone ahead on a David Allen punt return, the 7th of his career, which ties him for the all-time record. And K-State leads Texas 15-14, and the Wildcats are on the move again. Coach Bill Snyder switching from Adam Helm to Jonathan Beasley in the second quarter. Beasley is leading him back, and the blocking of fullback Jono Lazatich, who transferred from Oregon State, has been one of the differences in this football game. Here's the toss. Murphy cut off, tries to circle back. Great speed, gets a block from Beasley, but down at the 30-yard line, a loss of 4 yards on a play.
Number 23, Lee Jackson on the tackle.
Let's go back to the previous play. Carl Reese, the defensive coordinator, says the thing he wants to do is put pressure. He showed us this on the board, but the defensive end blitzing, and the quarterback is going to roll to his right. They pick up the block. They pick up the pressure. He completes the ball to the outside. But, you know, it's a guessing game. Sometimes when you blitz, you get them, and sometimes they get rid of the football. And it's both of these defenses and coordinators like to attack and blitz their linebackers.
And for Carl Reese, this is a very, very big series coming up. That helps the defense. And Snyder unhappy by that mistake as the ball comes back to the 40-yard line for his offense.
I'm sure somewhere along the line, Bill Snyder is thinking, why do we play so much better in the second half than we do in the first half? I mean, I'm sure he gets that question asked him a lot, and I don't know what they say at halftime. I don't know what they drink when they go in there, but it's certainly, they've played so much better in the second half this season.
Now it's a first down and 23.
Beasley is 9 of 19 for 97 yards.
Now, wait a minute. They're bringing the ball back, aren't they?
Was from the previous spot, 10 yards, still first down.
Looks like they put it down at the 36, between the 36 to the 35-yard line. So it is first down and 20 because it's from that previous spot. So it will be a first and 20. Lockett is slotted. Morgan's to the left. Beasley rolls. Murphy blocks beautifully for him. He's got Lockett. Lockett out of bounds at the 12-yard line. But I want to tell you, Murphy threw a key block in that backfield for the quarterback that time. Frank Murphy picked up the defensive player.
He did, and it's just the same blitz the other way. Carl Reese sending his linebacker. The tailback's going to block him, and same route as we saw on the other side. They're going to roll a little bit. Watch the block right there on the linebacker. Hits the man on the out. Lockett turns it up. That's a big play after the penalty, Brent.
Bill Snyder goes to two tight ends with Lockett slotted over and Morgan the outside receiver. Now Murphy moves over to the right. So the strength of this formation to the right. And Beasley throws end zone overthrew Lockett that time. So we showed you this going into commercial at the intermission to stay tuned to Kansas State, and it is just unbelievable.
They were down 28-7 Iowa State last week and came back and scored 28 unanswered points to win that one.
You know, Beasley is not comfortable throwing into the end zone. He overthrows receivers. I think he's so fearful of a turnover down here, he doesn't squeeze it in. Second down and 10. Ball now at the 12-yard line to the Horns. Murphy way deep in the backfield. Lockett in motion, comes on the end around, forced out of bounds. As Lockett with a bit of trickery that didn't completely fool the Horns that time. Greg Brown, the free safety there to get him out of bounds.
Brown saw him coming across and just kind of mirrored him and went over and made the tackle. Brown playing, as we mentioned a little bit earlier, because of the injury to Quentin Jammer and Chris Butcher. Two free safeties that were injured early and out for the season.
Beasley's got to call a timeout. He's not sure what to do with the personnel. David Allen came onto the field along with Murphy, also Lazatich. And Beasley, looking up at the play clock, decided to use a timeout right here.
Reebok is your authentic footwear and apparel supplier for UT Athletics.
And only one timeout remaining for the Wildcats the rest of the way, and we still have all of the fourth quarter ahead of us. Bob, would you agree that this has been a sluggish Texas performance overall? They just have not been crisp so far here today. They've come up with some fine defensive stands after turnovers.
I think it's been a defensive game. I think the defenses have been so dominant, and I think they've been aggressive that it hasn't been pretty. And I like offensive shows. I like offensive play and guys do it. I look at the game as an offensive player from behind the offenses. I root for both offenses. But the defenses have been so dominant that nothing's been pretty out here today, except for David Allen's punt return for a touchdown.
Now we're coming down with a big play in this game on 3rd and 5. And well, we got a moment. Let me remind you that tomorrow the winner of 4 Emmys, including Best Drama 2 years in a row. So don't miss an all-new Practice 10, 9 Central Time, coming your way on ABC. This is huge. 3rd down coming up here.
Tune into that show tomorrow night. Come on.
I gotta watch your Miami Dolphins. That's Monday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night I gotta watch somebody else. Anyway, 3rd down, here it comes.
They gotta be coming. Watch the inside linebackers. There they go.
Beasley in a foot race. Won't get to the corner. Tucked it away too early. And he goes down in the arms of big Aaron Humphrey.
referee just does a great job. Kind of like a zone blitz on that one, and he was just mirroring the quarterback.
So other than David Allen's punt return, Bill Snyder's offense can't kick it in for a touchdown. So Ream, with 3 field goals on the day, now to attempt a 27-yarder. And this would put it on a 4. K-State's up 1. He's got it. The Wildcats lead the Longhorns by 4, 18-14. You Ricky Williams fans are very interested in what Ron Dane is doing. Let's check in with Brad Nessler, who's calling the game in Columbus, Ohio. Brad?
Our Heisman update on Ron Dane of the Badgers. Tough sledding today. He passed Archie Griffin into the number 5 spot all time. 2 touchdowns in the third quarter to give the Badgers a lead on the Buckeyes, but only 74 yards on 21 carries this afternoon.
So it's been tough back-to-back weeks, as last week Michigan holds him to 0 yards in the second half. And Kansas State with that field goal up 18-14. We've got 1:18 to go. And Texas, against this very aggressive K-State defense, now must mount a touchdown drive to regain the lead. Major Applewhite. And you know, the weather could become a factor. Jackaroo, what's it like down below right now?
Well, Brent, it has been hot. It's been torrid hot since the actually the first kickoff. But one of the things that's happened now is the sun is beginning to set just a little bit. We talked about it at Michigan at the Big House, the home field advantage. The same goes here at Texas at Darrell Royal Memorial Stadium. The home team gets the shade in the critical fourth quarter. Kansas State, they play till the end in the heating sun.
Victor Ike's going to take this one coming out from the 3-yard line. Ike looking for an alley. And he makes his way to the 28-yard line. So here comes Major Applewhite. Bob, any suggestions here for the Texas offense?
Patience. Take your time. Get back to what you were running. Throw the short stuff. And have confidence in what's going on. This is a very tough defense that you're going against. Applewhite's thrown 1 touchdown pass and had 2 picked off. He got 1 knocked out. The problem is they're blitzing him and rushing him. He just needs to settle down and make some plays. And if you hit a slant or a quick out or something, your receiver could break it for a big play.
Teron Tyler checks in against his personnel. They want to go nickel. Kansas State does. Applewhite with 4 wide receivers out. Hodges Mitchell's the blocker. Pump fake, flutters one, complete. But not much of a gain. Butler makes the stop on Jeremy Jones. Cavill is off to the left side in this formation. Montrell Flowers with a lot of speed is over on the right. Butler's playing bump and run on him. They've been able to shake him loose deep today. Here comes the blitz, throwing under pressure, almost intercepted on the deflection. The pass was deflected by Chapman, and then Howard almost intercepted it.
Texas has gone to the passing game solely. They've lined up in shotgun. They're going to throw the ball. They're going to do what they do best.
You agree with that?
I do. You know, you can run draws and delayed draws from the shotgun, but you do what you do best. And don't get beat by doing something other than what you do best.
And the defensive rushman will take it. 3rd down.
Here they come.
They're storming Applewhite again. Fire. Diving catch.
It's going to be short
at the 39-yard line, and it appears to be inches short, depending on where they spot it.
Number 81, Mike Jones.
So they'll come out, and that one does appear to be shy of the 1st down, even though I think they're going to bring the chains out for an official measurement on it. Mike Jones, the tight end, was the receiver for Mack Brown that time. We have 15 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Now, does Mack Brown want to put it back in David Allen's hands, try to punt off to the side, or does he take a huge, does it matter? He got it. Got the 1st down. Doesn't have to think about it. So a reminder that tonight on ESPN 2, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, Air Force and San Diego State coming your way on ESPN2. So big first down as Major Applewhite is very impressive under pressure. They were all over him that time, and he found the tight end for just enough yardage. That was a very, very nice play.
That was a critical play because you would have had to give the ball up. You had to punt it away.
So we have come to the end of the third quarter. Kansas State leads it because of one man, David Allen, the junior from Liberty, Missouri. And he moves to the NCAA record book with his 7th touchdown on a punt return. Timeout.
There's this place in the neighborhood where they have these outrageous, you pick 2 platters, and basically you pick 2 out of 3 entrees. It's 2 on 1 plate, be it the Cajun steak with all those sizzling spices, or a pile of succulent roasted garlic shrimp, or barbecue chicken with that sauce that sticks to your lips and your mind like some really interesting dream. It was too good to end, but it will, just like the you pick 2 platters. 2 entrees, 1 plate, only at Applebee's.
Why do I have Aflac insurance on top of my regular health insurance? Because he has his mother's eyes. Because I still have to teach him to whistle. And because Aflac helps cover what other insurance doesn't. If I'm injured, Aflac even provides cash to help pay bills. So why do I have Aflac? Did I mention he has his mother's eyes? Aflac supplemental insurance. Without it, no insurance is complete.
What is good? What is bad?
Buffalo, Miami, Monday night at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific.
Hampton Inn, one of the few nice places around. We treat guests as we would like to be treated if we were guests. You'll enjoy your stay with us 100% guaranteed. We know you expect the best from Hampton Inn, and we want to make sure you get it. From check-in to check-out, your comfort and satisfaction is our goal. We provide you with many amenities to make your stay carefree and relaxing. Once you stay with us, you'll never be satisfied with anything else.
Brought to you by Hampton Inn, 2900 Phillips Drive, Jonesboro.
The next time you need to rent a vehicle of any size for any job at an easy price, hey, do what I do. Come to Easy Save Rent-A-Car in Jonesboro. Here at Easy Save, they have all types of late model compact, mid-size, and full-size cars, as well as 7, 12, and 15-passenger vans. And they just added to their fleet of multi-size trucks with easy loading ramps to make the job a snap. Easy Save Rent-A-Car has been serving Jonesboro and Northeast Arkansas for over 12 years with dependable vehicles and a friendly staff. So call 935-2100 and reserve your vehicle today. It's easy.
Stormwatch street level mapping only on your good neighbor station, KAIT.
This is ABC Sports, home of the Bowl Championship Series.
The final quarter coming up with Kansas State ahead of Texas, and the Irish pull one out 34-30 over Oklahoma. That a final. Texas with a 1st and 10 as we start the final 15 minutes. Got in. To the 11-yard line, Jeremy Jones, who made a big mistake, fumbling a punt out of bounds, gives Texas fresh life with a 50-yard play.
Just 2 big plays for Jones in the ball game, setting up some big scores. It's a good throw out here. Single coverage on the outside. Big play.
Now the Horns with a 1st down outside the 10-yard line, so they can pick up a 1st down without scoring a touchdown. They'll start from the 11-yard line. Hodges Mitchell, play fakes, beauty, throw, diving catch, good. So he goes back to his tight end, Mike Jones.
That's a nice job by Litton, the linebacker. This is the same similar play that they scored on earlier, and Litton just follows him all the way across. Here's the tight end right here, and the linebacker is right with him. This is similar to the touchdown they had a little bit earlier in the ball game. In fact, it's the same play. This time Litton's all over it.
Applewhite is now thrown for better than 250 yards in this game. 2nd down for the Horns. Mitchell in motion. Brown in the backfield. Applewhite throws corner, fade incomplete. Nunez being defended by Butler in the corner. Here comes the third down. A successful field goal would still leave Texas a point shy, so Mac Brown battling wants to punch this one in on this play, because given 4th and 8, you would think they would go ahead and attempt a Stockton field goal at that point. A tight end drag play that Bob Greasy's told you about has been successful a couple of times. Chris Smith scoring the touchdown, Mike Jones a short time ago. They're going to talk about it. Huge play coming up. Timeout in Austin.
People are beginning to think of the automobile not just as a family vehicle, but as a personal and individual means of transportation.
The throb of a powerful engine. Now for a moment, imagine yourself as driver of this automobile. You really have to drive it. At the Chrysler Proving Ground, give them an expressway and their drivers are...
I think we've made the scenic back roads fun to drive.
Or give them any country or suburban road, rough or smooth. They're the type of people who like the feel of a fine machine.
Love to drive. The renowned engineers of Chrysler.
A minimum of ornamentation and a minimum of chrome moldings.
She's a regular firecracker. The sounds of nature sing their prettiest over the rich, throaty obligato of his engine.
Even sheet metal can have a soul.
And they give you back the romance of driving.
And that is why these will never land on an ordinary car.
And you find out what exceptional unity of man and machine has been achieved.
This better be good, Captain.
Lettuce field in California taken yesterday afternoon and this morning.
So?
Florida, tomato field taken yesterday and today. Now we're tracking a bacon train.
Sir, this is live.
Chicken truck convoy.
What does it all mean?
Next week, Burger King solves this mystery in a big way. Burger King, have it your way.
It's a story about men and women and the games they play.
I'm gonna kiss you right now.
The critics say it's TV's best. Emmy-winning Sports Night, the season premiere, Tuesday on ABC.
Bevo and Bob Greasy were debating the merits of the screen pass in this situation. Bevo would like to try one down there, and Bob says nothing doing against this man-to-man coverage.
Blitzing coverage, man-to-man, screens aren't good. If you go 4 wide receivers and spread the field, which I like, then you got to throw something quick, and that might be a slant to one of the inside guys or hit the outside guys, or the remaining back throw a little option to the inside of the field.
I thought Bennett was going to go out there and tackle the ball carrier for a minute. Here it is, 3rd down now for the Horns.
Single coverage up at the top.
They're coming with the linebackers. Applewhite, incomplete, field goal time for Texas. Yeah. Threw it out of the back of the end zone, did not want to risk an interception, content to take the 3 points here early in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you know what they were doing. They were expecting a blitz and didn't get it. They only sent 3 receivers into the end zone. They were expecting blitz and didn't get it.
Number 33, Ryan Long, number 13.
25-yarder for Stockton to make this a 1-point game again. Slides it through. So Jeremy Jones, wide receiver for Texas, has catches of 51 and 50 yards today. Setting up 10 Texas points. They trail it by 1. Timeout.
I was born hungry, but I was born Italian. So that never happened again. Tonight, we had the perfect meal for us. The Olive Garden's never-ending pasta bowl. You pick any of their special pastas, and you get all the free refills you want. Ooh, spaghetti with meat sauce, fettuccine Alfredo, you name it. The bowls keep coming until you say, ooh, when? And the same for salad and breadsticks, all for $6.95.
I'm gonna eat it all.
That's because of now. Nobody's ever heard this guy say when.
I love this place.
Olive Garden. When you're here, your family.
Stop it!
Need brakes?
Now during the Midas $40 lifetime brakes rebate, save $20 per axle or $40 for your whole car. Lifetime guaranteed $40 in savings right now. Go safely. Go Midas.
Chrysler Concorde. Sophisticated styling, multi-valve V6, a spacious interior, and automatic respect wherever you park it. Now get $1,000 cash allowance on the Chrysler Concorde.
Hey, Jen, we're counting on you.
Last weekend in the Army Reserve, I had to refuel 6 Apache helicopters in 30 minutes. That got me ready to do battle on Monday.
Hey, not too shabby.
As little as 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year. Army Reserve.
13:37 remaining in regulation. Kansas State 18, Texas 17. Stockton to kick it off. A ton of speed back deep for K-State. But that's what they feature. As the Badgers punch in another one on Ohio State. High and short. Murphy runs up to the 15-yard line. Gets a block. Looks for an alley on the left-hand side. And he is out of bounds at the 34-yard line. John Saunders, how about the Fighting Irish coming back today, partner?
Brent, indeed, you know, they had that 3-game losing streak, but Jarius Jackson would not let them lose today. 16 yards to Jabari Holloway here, part of 276 yards passing for Jackson. He had 107 on the ground and a touchdown, also had 2 touchdown passes, so they break that 3-game losing streak. Ron Dane, meanwhile, has 3 touchdown runs in the second half. Wisconsin trying to knock off Ohio State.
Coming on strong, John, and here K-State with David Allen carrying into the middle of that defense, and not much doing against that burnt orange down there.
Well, offensively, Kansas State is doing better in the second half. They've at least gotten a field goal out of their 2 drives, one of their 2 drives. They still have not scored a touchdown. 4 field goals. The only touchdown for K-State came from the special teams.
Second down and 10, and Beasley rolls to the right, gets a block, fires incomplete. Through to double coverage and through low with Morgan, the receiver. Now let's get in and take a look at that Sunday, Monday prime time lineup, if you will. ESPN. It's the Oakland Raiders going into Seattle to face the Seahawks and Mike Holmgren. The Hawks against Tim Brown. Then Monday, down Florida way, the Dolphins take on Doug Flutie and Buffalo, and the Monday nighter on ABC. So a couple of very good primetime games coming your way. Here it's 3rd down and 10 now. Beasley's back in the shotgun.
Fans have come alive.
They're coming after him. And he hits the screen, and Morgan breaks free. Morgan inside the 40-yard line. They blitzed the screen, and Snyder had the answer to it. 26 yards on that play.
Here he is out here. It's just an old jailbreak screen. He's going to catch the ball and just head right up the center of the field. Top of your screen, watch the offensive linemen, the white shirts, 4 or 5 of them. There's a wall there. Big play for the Wildcats.
Giving them a first down at the Longhorn 40-yard line. Beasley with a changeup at the line of scrimmage. Some of the players having difficulty being heard. It's an option look to the short side. Fake Beasley. Beasley keeps it and gains about 8 yards.
Good job of calling plays by Rod Hudson, the offensive coordinator. The screen on the last play was a safe play. You don't want to turn the ball over. Then going back to the option is a play that has worked for you in the second half. I wouldn't be surprised to see that wide receiver screen here somewhere along the way.
Second down. Lazetich replaces a tight end. So this formation will have the 2-back look for Snyder. Critical drive defensively for the Horns, who are down a point. And that is going to exhaust K-State's timeouts. They do not have a single timeout left. 11:32 remaining in the game. That could be tough. Timeout.
3 years ago, my IT guys told me there'd be two kinds of businesses. Those with a vision to master the internet and those without. And we didn't want to be the second kind. So we called Dell. Dell came to see us and showed us how to use the internet for direct relationships with our customers, suppliers, everyone who's a part of our business. With Dell support, there's no limit to where we can go. We always knew we needed the internet. We just didn't know how badly.
Be direct. Dell. Dell servers use Intel Pentium 3 processors.
There's this place in the neighborhood where they have these outrageous, you pick 2 platters, and basically you pick 2 out of 3 entrees. It's 2 on 1 plate. Be it the Cajun steak with all those sizzling spices, or a pile of succulent roasted garlic shrimp, or barbecue chicken with that sauce that sticks to your lips and your mind like some really interesting dream. It was too good to end, but it will, just like the you pick 2 platters. 2 entrees, 1 plate, only at Applebee's.
Getting legendary capability doesn't mean spending everything you have. In fact, with Jeep Cherokee Sport's surprisingly affordable price, you may even have a little change left over. Now get all this at no extra charge.
Sunday, Dave plays for goals, and Griff plays for souls. In HE Double Hockey Sticks, ABC Sunday at 7, 6 Central.
In a game that has featured defense, Kansas State leads Texas 18-17 here in Austin. 11:32 left in regulation. Murphy slashes for the K-State first down, and Frank Murphy now has rushed for better than 50 yards. Coming on here a little bit, although he is shaken up and down right now.
Holding his ankle, it looks like. Oh, yeah.
Well, ABC Sports presentation of college football is brought to you by Chrysler, engineered to be great cars. The United States Army Reserve, be all you can be. Applebee's, you belong at Applebee's. And Dell Computer, pioneering direct internet ideas for your business. Be direct, Dell.
That's his left ankle. Looks like he's going to fall on it right there. Yeah. I don't think Mr. Murphy will be back in the ball game. That looks like he sprained it pretty good.
It means that David Allen will take a crack at that running back spot. Murphy gave them a first down here, Bob, just inside the 30-yard line. Been averaging 8 a pop, and what's he got today?
133 yards per game, and 8 yards every time he touched it.
Well, today it's 14 for 51 yards. He lost a bet playing an EM football game, college football game, folks. And he lost to Jared Cooper, his teammate, and that's why the hair is bleached blonde.
We saw him look back at the offensive huddle and kind of clap his hands and yell something, and I'm sure it was like, come on, guys, take him to the house.
You got to be careful when you lose those video games, and here comes Allen flanking him out. They leave Lazatich in the backfield on this 1st and 10. Now they'll bring Allen and Lockett. Lazatich is eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Lost about 3 yards. Hampton helping lead that charge along with Rogers.
That Hampton is a load. I want to tell you, no one offensive lineman can block him by himself.
Second down and 13 after the 3-yard loss here. The Horns need a defensive stand. The Wildcats need a first down. Lockett slotted to the right. Beasley, pump fake, wants somebody to run free, can't find him, and throws it down. Let's see how they rule it. That could be intentional grounding. Let me see what the official thinks about it. They're going to say he was down right there is what they're going to say.
That's just inexperience. Brent, Beasley has not started before this season. He started the first 3 ball games. You just can't take a sack in that situation. It takes you out of field goal range.
And a field goal right now would be huge for K-State. That would put them back on a 4. Instead, they lead it by a 1, and now they face a 3rd and 25.
He didn't have anybody open. They rolled him out to get him outside, just throw it away.
Bob, they've got Lockett slotted to the wide side of the field. Morgan's outside him. Beasley shotgun, wants Lockett over the middle. Got him.
Great throw.
But it's very close to the first down. Let's see where they spot it. They spot it on the 20. They're going to be short, but they are back within field goal range. That is what's so important about that pass catch play from Beasley to Lockett.
Well, Lockett is in the slot right here, and there's only going to be 2 receivers out. The defensive backs downfield should never part company. I mean, this should never be. He runs all the way over to the other side of the field. You only got 2 receivers running down about 7 defensive backs.
They are not going to attempt the field goal. They're going for it right here. David Allen is the running back, remember. Lazatich is the fullback.
Here he comes, and he's checking out of it.
Beasley's going to swing, and he's got to get rid of it.
Inexperience.
Down he goes. Sacked. I can't believe, Bob Greasy, that they did not attempt a field goal to try to take a 4-point lead. That's a huge difference.
He checked off to an option. He thought they were going to blitz up the middle. They had a run up the middle called, and he saw the blitz coming. He was going to go around the end. Inexperience at the quarterback position.
Snyder had a conversation with Beasley.
You know, quarterbacks make more decisions during a football game than anybody else associated with your football team. That includes coaches, upstairs, coordinators, head coaches, and there you just have to have experience at that position.
First down at 10, and now it's Applewhite's turn. Intercepted! Picked off at the 35-yard line by Mark Semino. Touchdown! Touchdown! Kansas State on the Seminole interception.
And going over for the touchdown.
This is the 3rd interception and the 4th turnover by the Texas offense. Take a look at Seminole, number 42, top left of your screen. He's going to drop straight back. Applewhite gets hit as he's throwing the football. This is the 2nd touchdown that has come other than from the offense for Kansas State.
The extra point is added.
It's good.
Huge play.
Put him down as a strong candidate for the Butkus Award. Here is one of those key plays. You look for your best players to make the big plays, and Semino did. Dropping off, picking it off. 37 yards, touchdown. K-State with daylight. Timeout.
This is a rental car. It's just a car, not even your car. So what's the big difference when you're choosing? Price. You search, get the rates, and what you're really looking for is a great car at a low rate. That's thrifty. Just the things you'd expect from a worldwide car rental company. Things like great cars, great service, airline miles, Blue Chip Express program, the works. And at a low rate. So the next time you need a rental car, call Thrifty. Just what you want. Just Thrifty.
This better be good, Captain. Lettuce field in California taken yesterday afternoon and this morning. So? Florida, tomato field taken yesterday and today. Now we're tracking a bacon train.
Sir, this is live.
Chicken truck convoy. What does it all mean?
Next week, Burger King solves this mystery in a big way. Burger King, have it your way.
Pressure defense takes its toll. 4 turnovers today, resulting in 16 points. The last one could be critical as far as Texas is concerned. They're now down by 8. 8:31 to go, and the Horns will get it right back. They drill it deep. They'll put it on the 20-yard line. Let's go back to that big play.
He's going to try and get the ball to the receiver that's going to go right through the line. Now he's stopping right about here. Stop it. All right. He picks it up. He tried to get the ball to the Hodges Mitchell, who was checking down. I think it's Redding, number 40, who's going to grab him and just pull him a little bit. That's Howard, 49. Howard is the one that grabbed him and just pulled his body a little bit, so he threw the ball offline.
First down and 10. Major to try it again. Not hit this time, and he does complete the pass, and Mitchell sprints free. Out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Basically the same play, but the difference was he did not have a Wildcat defender hanging all over him.
Applewhite came into the day with 136 straight without an interception. He's thrown 3 interceptions and got knocked down one time and fumbled the ball. 4 turnovers for the Longhorns today, and they've all turned into points.
First down and 10 for the Major. Texas now needs a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Seminole blitzes. Applewhite can't get a fumble. K-State has got it. Seminole again coming through, forces the fumble. What a sequence for Mark Seminole as he forces a fumble, and Darren Howard, another one of their star defenders, pounces on the ball.
Kansas State defensively is used to turning the ball over. There's Seminole right there, right in front of Applewhite. Now watch as Mitchell gets up and gets a block on him, but he doesn't finish him off. And to Seminole's credit, he gets up, continues after him, knocks the ball loose, and another turnover. The 5th turnover for the Longhorns here today.
First down and 10. Beasley to the 35-yard line. And so the miscues continue to mount, and you cannot overcome 5 turnovers and 8 penalties, leave alone a punt return for a touchdown.
I think those turnovers have led to 16 points. Touchdown and 3 field goals off of the turnovers, and then this drive right here.
An All-American performance by Mark Seminole as far as I'm concerned. Second down and 9. What a day for a linebacker. Now Allen, who scored on a punt return, breaks the daylight, cuts free, battles for the end zone, touchdown, K-State.
You talk about a great run.
Seminole gives him a chance, and Allen goes for the dagger.
Has the momentum changed in this game? Talk about a second-half team. Starts up the middle, bounces to the outside. Great setup there on the block. Now watch this miss right there. He jumps, just jumps out of the tackle and just won't be denied. I'm getting in the end zone.
The extra point. And the K-State faithful down in that corner of the end zone, wearing their purple, are celebrating in Austin, Texas.
It's a great effort by David Allen. And this is the only touchdown that Kansas State offensively has scored all day.
Timeout.
Fox 7 and don't mess with Texas.
Mikowski.
Hey, Coach.
You've been traded.
Really?
Turn in your playbook.
You got a case of Michelob Light for my going away party?
Not exactly. That's what we traded you for.
There's ordinary beer. Then there's the Michelob Light.
Smith is leading the league in sacks. I bet we can get 2 cases for him.
He's out of here. Beer or Michelob?
Everybody take your seats. Okay, class, let's try some basic conversation. Katrina, does this bus go downtown? Okay, maybe not. Phil, how many stops to Wall Street?
The stock market.
On Ameritrade.
Oh,
you trade on Ameritrade?
Yeah. One trade, $8. And research is free. More Ameritrade.
I'll leave for Ameritrade.
Ameritrade. Call now.
You know, I wonder if you can fix that truck again.
E-tailers like Amazon.com choose priority mail. Shouldn't you?
What we told you before we went to the intermission at halftime. Stay tuned. Kansas State, a second-half team. And look at what they've done this year. Given up only a field goal to Texas in this game. 5 Longhorn turnovers have now resulted in 23 points. 7:16 left for the Longhorns here, Bob.
You can't turn the ball over 5 times and expect to win a football game. Kansas State, on the other hand, struggling offensively. Coming in with 2 quarterbacks, he didn't know which one was going to play. They started a kid that had never started a game before, but they have not turned the ball over once.
There's Helm, who started the game for Kansas State, gave way to Beasley, and Beasley now 12 of 24 for 171 yards on the day, so he was able to spark the second half comeback. A week ago, it was Helm who picked up the slack from Beasley in the second half. Major Applewhite still in the game for the Longhorns here. First down and 10. Hit loose again. K-State on the loose ball has got it at the 6-yard line. Another turnover. Major Applewhite has been savaged here today by this man's defense.
Phil Bennett, defensive coordinator. Here's a look. Only 4 men rushing. The defensive line is going to get this one. Knocks the ball loose. 6 turnovers.
All of them credited to Applewhite, by the way. 3 interceptions, and he's fumbled 3 times now. And Beasley trying to put this one away with a first and goal option look. Here comes Allen out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. You know, I'm going to go back to one thing, okay? When teams give up on the run, the one thing you invite is for a defensive lineman to say, here I come on every snap. And this man's defensive lineman knew that Applewhite and Texas had given up on the run, and they were going to go exclusively to the pass. And when you're playing a team with the kind of speed up front that Kansas State has, I honestly believe the only way you can keep them off balance is to use some running plays in that situation. I mean, they just turned up the heat, that defensive front, and I don't think Applewhite's to blame for everything. Here comes Allen, tiptoeing now to the 2-yard line. And if time permits, stay tuned for the Thrifty Car Rental postgame report. Bob?
Texas has 4 new offensive linemen in there, too. And like you say, it's not all of Applewhite's fault. He's gotten hit. Got hit 3 of the fumbles, and then the 1 interception that he threw, he was hit while he was throwing that also. So, but you got to credit the defense of Kansas State and Phil Bennett. They came in, they set the tone for this game. The offense was struggling. The defense took it over.
3rd down and goal. Beasley fade incomplete.
There's a kid that's played a good game, is Ahmad Brooks, number 5 for Texas. He's been all over the field. He's small, he's only 5'8", about 175 pounds. a look from behind the defense. The reason they're throwing this is because Brooks is only 5'8". They're just throwing an alley-oop, hoping they can out-jump him.
So, a chance to tack on number 5 in the record. And he does it with a 20-yarder. So after studying on under Martin Gramatica, he comes and breaks his mark. And it's 35-17. Now let's go back to the matchup and see who we would have given the advantages to in this game. Bob?
Well, the advantage to the offense of Texas, you know, Kansas State offensively has not done a lot. The defense has set them up, but Texas offense has not played well. Applewhite has not played well. The defense for Kansas State has been dominant. They've set the tone for the game. The special teams for Kansas State has scored a touchdown and gotten good field position.
And it didn't mean a thing that Texas was crushed last year in Manhattan. They were a little bit flat at times here. Couldn't execute, and they lose it 35-17, and this is the second home loss this season. They were beaten in their opener, remember, by North Carolina State, and now they are upset. Yes, it is an upset by Kansas State. I know Kansas State is ranked higher in the polls, but the Horns were favored here in Austin today in this game, and what a bunch of loyal fans travel for Kansas State. One of the best traveling contingencies in college football today. And they have enjoyed coming down here to Austin, which is a terrific city to watch college football and enjoy the hospitality. But the key man in today's game is from Smith Center, Kansas. He's 6 foot, 240 pounds. With this interception, Mark Seminole broke open a one-point game. Then Applewhite back. He knocked it loose, recovered by the Wildcats, and they score again, and it's 35-17 with 6 minutes to go. And the Major, despite the long, tough afternoon, still in there at quarterback for Texas.
And they're still coming after him.
And this time he gets to the tight end, but Chapman is there short of the first down. Mike Jones, the receiver. And more on Seminole. Let's go to Jack LaRue.
Well, Brent, throughout most of his football career, Mark Seminole decided to keep his hair real short. You know, kind of that GI cut, close crop. But this year he showed up at two-a-days with his hair a little longer. In fact, he has not had a haircut since the start of the season. He says he likes it long for 2 reasons. 1, because the coaches get on him about it, and 2, because he feels a little bit like Samson.
You'll never cut it now for the rest of the year, Jack. I'll tell you that. Not the way he has played today. 2nd down and 3. Pump fake. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd down coming up.
He tried to get Hodges Mitchell, a fast scat back, out on the strong safety, Cooper, and that didn't work.
So a year ago, the Major made his initial Texas start up in Manhattan, and Kansas State mauled him. Picked off a couple of his passes that day. 3 more here today. He'll be glad when these fellas get out of Dodge.
And his fault is when you're in the pocket and you're scrambling around, you need to put the ball away. You know, the interceptions, a couple of bad throws, but a couple times he was hit.
Knocked down by Chapman.
This defense is just not going to be denied. It starts with Phil Bennett on the sideline. It carries over to Mark Seminole on the field. And then all the other guys. Beisel started it early on by knocking the ball loose. Darren Howard knocked it loose. Chapman, the defensive back. Cooper, Carter, all those guys out there. They just set the tone for Kansas State.
David Allen back to see if he can occupy the record all by himself if they punt it to him. With 5:17 to go. And the K-State fans chanting his name. But this one off to the left and out of bounds. He'll be lucky to touch a punt the rest of the year. And let's remind you what we're going to see. Speaking of punt returners, Bob, next week. Our early games, a couple of good ones. Miami, Florida State at 12 noon. That in Tallahassee. The Noles will be heavily favored in that one. Then how about the Battle of Michigan? Michigan. How good is that football game going to be? They got to go into East Lansing. What do you think about that one?
Don't forget about the Hurricanes. They've been down a little bit, but they'll get it up to play the Florida State Seminoles.
You got them. I'll take the Noles partner. First down. 42 yards. What are they going to do about a quarterback now there in Miami?
Well, They're playing the best one they've got. I'll put it that way.
Okay, first down and 10.
The backup is a true freshman that just got to campus, just like Chris Sims here at Texas.
Beasley keeps the clock running, cuts back, makes the grade to the 49-yard line. Rawls makes the Texas stop here in the final 5 minutes. There you see the young quarterback of the future here, Chris Sims. He's only a freshman out of Franklin Lakes, New Jersey. That, of course, is Phil's son. He was one of the fine high school players up in New Jersey. Everyone was surprised when he decided to come down here. And we can take a look at young Chris Sims and his high school team in New Jersey. We'll have Bob evaluate his future and potential. I watched him warm up, and I tell you, Bob, I was impressed with the strength of that left arm. I don't know what you see with him here. As here comes Beasley working the option. Go ahead.
I like his size, first of all. From what I understand, and I met him just the other day and talked to him. I was impressed with his personality, and I heard he's a good student. He just can't get enough of football in the classroom and on the field. So, but this is no place for Chris Sims in this ballgame. I mean, if they are blitzing Major Applewhite, Chris Sims, who doesn't know the entire offense yet, would see every kind of blitz and every kind of thing that you can imagine. It wouldn't be fair to Sims to put him in there right now.
You wouldn't give him a series or two down with time running out, right?
No.
He looks a lot like Daddy, doesn't he? I mean, that's a remarkable resemblance down there on the sideline. A little bit taller, I think, than Phil.
Daddy wasn't left-handed.
No, that's true. First handed off here. Is that our man Murphy? Yes, it is. Came back from that sprained ankle.
Good for him. Good for him. Kansas State offense, we said they had to get solid quarterback play. Well, they got it from Jonathan Beasley in the second half. And used the playmakers. Well, the wide receivers and Murphy, they used them. Texas defensively attacked to stop the run. They did that pretty well and make the quarterbacks throw to win. The quarterbacks, Beasley's thrown for, what's he thrown for? 171 yards. So they really haven't stopped him throwing in the second half.
Look at this in the swamp. First team to win there since Terry Bowden's Auburn team did it a few years back. Alabama 40, Florida 39, and that'll shake the polls up at the top.
I wonder how many times the visor hit the ground.
Oh, man. So now let's take a look at what we will refer to as the Magnificent Seven. And Bob, take that telestrator and just run a line through the Gators there, that number 3 team. Florida State wins it. Penn State's idle. Michigan a big win. Nebraska wins today. And the team I want you to pay attention to, folks, is down at the bottom. They go a little bit later today against Virginia. Virginia Tech, that team is so dangerous, Bob Greasy. And when you look ahead to their schedule.
Well, they've got the tough games at home. They got Virginia, Syracuse at home, and Miami at home.
Here comes David Allen back on the field.
Number 32, David Allen.
We get an early score that Virginia Tech leads Virginia 14-7. They're playing that one in Charlottesville. So that's one of their tough road games left. Miami, for example, they come into Blacksburg to play in there. So BCS will keep a very close eye on Virginia Tech, and won't the ratings, the computerized ratings, be interesting when they finally come out here later this month and we see who's battling. Right now, obviously, it would be Florida State and Penn State, but there's so much football left to be played here in the weeks and months ahead. And Michigan making a strong charge. Kansas State's going to jump up, probably jump into the top 10 here. Well, we've got a little timeout down the field.
Can't tell you how impressed I am with Kansas State and what they've done, and Bill Snyder and the job he's done. He's 6 straight years he's been to bowls and at least 9 wins a season. He's done a great job there.
And Bob, the Chevrolet most valuable players of our game are Mark Semino of Kansas State. Certainly no surprise there. We're going to go with Casey Hampton of the Texas defense. Recognition of the efforts now. Chevrolet makes a $1,000 contribution to the school's general scholarship fund, but then $1,000 to the following high schools: Smith Center High School in Smith Center, Kansas, and Ball High School in Galveston, Texas. So Smith Center High School can be awfully proud of Mark Semino in this game today.
I like Mark Semino, but I think David Allen turned this game around with that punt return.
Allen turned it around, and Semino saved it after they passed up a high snap here on the punt. And on into the end zone. It'll come on out the 20-yard line. Let's check in with Jackaroo. Jack?
Brent, who can forget, if you were a Kansas State fan, the terrible end to the 1998 season? 2 consecutive defeats, first at the Big 12 championship and then at the Alamo Bowl. Bill Snyder said that unless you've played the game, you can't tell what kind of a disappointment that was for his team. But he said it brings home a very important point that he preaches to all of his players. He says, I always tell them, don't let one ball game beat you twice. There are many Kansas State fans that feel that's exactly what happened last year.
Yeah, indeed. So Texas takes over, 2:06, down 35-17. The exits are jammed right now. Under pressure again, Major scrambles. There's a penalty flag down. He drops it off to Hodges Mitchell. And holding is probably going to be called here. Meanwhile, let me thank some folks, because the executive producer of ABC Sports is Howard Katz. The executive producer of college football is John Filippelli. The coordinating producer of college football and the producer of today's game is Bob Goodrich. He always enjoys coming to Texas to get a little of that Tex-Mex food. Directed today by Drew Esikoff. He went along, even though he's a New Englander. TD, Doug Schmidt, associate producer Mitch Green, associate director Brian Gordon. Our production manager is Scott Silverman. Don't interrupt me, Mr. Referee. Technical operations manager Jim Licata. And the assistants to the producer, the Z-Man and the Rook. Our stats man, George Hill. He was busy keeping up with the number of field goals kicked by K-State today. And our spotter, of course, Brian Movelston, celebrating Michigan. Computer stats, Anthony Holman. College Football Today, produced back in New York by Charles Copland and directed by Calvin Haywood. The remote coordinator is Vince D'Addario. So second down and 15 here. Down he goes. Speaking of New York, John Saunders, I really can't believe, and I'm sure Terry Bowden can't believe, what Alabama accomplished today at the Swamp, my friend.
Brent, Alabama might not be surprised. They're 8-1 now at the Swamp. Took this game into overtime and missed point after by Florida set this up. Sean Alexander takes it all the way for the touchdown. Now, on the point after, they missed it. But there was a penalty call against Florida. They got a second chance, put it through to win the game, ending a 30-game win streak.
Unbelievable. Some of those 8, though, John, had to be accomplished by the Bear. I mean, the Bear had to put some of those scalps up, didn't he? Look out in the end zone. Fires high, but under duress as Jared Cooper, the outstanding safety, was coming from the left side of the defense.
Major is not going to want to play Kansas State anymore in his career. Last year, in his first start as a collegiate, he played against Kansas State up there, and they beat him around, and they're doing it again here today.
Florida, 39.
Here's the roar. The Florida score is announced. They can't believe it either. Fourth down at 22. So David Allen standing near midfield. He is not the favorite to touch this ball if Long puts it to the side. And a fair catch at the 49-yard line. Did touch it that time, didn't it? And also, you know, a final thanks. The SIDs of these two schools are excellent to work with. Bill Little and John Bianco, they don't come any better than the two SIDs here at Texas. And
right.
Kansas State, Kent Brown, for all the help we got from him, Bob Gracie.
Yes,
but
sir.
I'll tell you what, they make our life a lot easier, don't they, partner?
Congratulations to Bill Snyder. He talking to him before the ball game. He was kind of looking for answers on his offense. He didn't get a lot of answers offensively, but the defense took over, set the tone, and he got a punt return touchdown from his special teams and a big win.
So Kansas State, a week ago in Ames, Iowa, trailing 28-7 at the intermission, comes back to win that game and then rolls into Austin and beats Texas 35-17. ABC Sports is online at ESPN.com, part of the Go Network. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, continuing the tradition of excellence. So long, everybody.